I am so excited to be here with an instructor who's been with us for some time, but who also has been doing something unique with our program. And this gentleman is Ted Smith. Hi, Ted.
Thanks for having me today.
You're welcome. I'm so excited. All right, so we're going to get the formalities out of the way. So how long have you been with the Encore program?
I started in 12, so as of January of 26, that's coming up on 14 years, something like that?
14 years. Wow.
Out of 50.
Yeah,
right?
that's
We're celebrating our 50th anniversary.
We are.
A little over a quarter.
Yeah, that's a good number, right? I mean, we could say you've been with the program for 50 years, but I think you're too young for that, right?
I look good for 100.
Yes, you do. You do. So, what made you want to come into the Encore program? And then we're going to talk a little bit about this little project that you have with us. So make it short as to why.
What initially brought me in was I had just moved to the Cleveland area, and I was starting a business. I had been doing something like this in Wisconsin, and I knew very little about. I had grown up in Cleveland, but I knew very little about the Tri-C Encore program because when I was little, I wasn't a senior citizen. And somebody suggested it, and I've been doing it ever since. 60 topics and counting so far.
Wow! Yeah. So let's see. I think it was last year. Maybe we're not even in last year. I had this crazy idea, and I called you up. And what was this?
A little over a year ago. Last summer.
So what was this crazy idea that I had that I kind of asked you to be a part of?
You wanted to start a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was almost immediately intrigued. This was so 21st century, and I have a little background in radio. Before I was doing radio, so I kind of knew a little bit about it, and so on and so forth. And I don't know what divine intervention or craziness prompted you to ask me to host it, but we've been doing a series of podcasts for showcasing our instructors, and it's been glorious. I've enjoyed every moment of it, talking to people that I normally don't get to talk to. We're not full-time faculty, so we don't have staff meetings and stuff like that, and I hear about these people. I would hear other people talking about them, and that sounds like an interesting person to know. And it's really given me an opportunity to get to know a lot of our instructors. And we got a pretty deep bench.
We do. Yeah.
It's amazing. Attorneys and philosophers and just people of all different walks and who are coming in and sharing their experiences and their time and all the things that they've learned and their perspective in life, and to get to know some of these people who before they retired they were lawyers or high school teachers or or homemakers or whatever they were, and they've got these great perspectives, and just year after year after year they keep coming up with great content for people to enjoy. So we're showcasing that with the podcast.
Yeah, and it's interesting hearing you say that, because that was my reasoning for doing this, is to showcase individuals such as yourself and others to be able to show that other side of Encore. So it's interesting to hear you say that you get to know them, right? Just like our students are. So every day they're coming in, you're learning something new about them.
Oh yeah, people that like students. have given me their perspective on a certain teacher, giving it like, oh, you have to go to this guy's class, or you have to go to that lady's class. She's so wonderful, and she makes it so interesting. Do we still have this woman who does the teas of the world? I mean, that's you don't think about this as an academic thing, but she's giving you history, and she's telling you the difference of where teas are grown and how that tastes, how that affects the flavor, and it's admittedly maybe a niche thing, but it's fascinating to contemplate because there are people in the world who are tea geeks.
Yep, I'm one of them. I've become a tea geek. Yep.
It's hard not to when she's teaching that class.
It is, and actually that's how I got started on it. And that's one of the things I love about Encore is all of you who, have such a passion for things and being able to bring that into the classroom. So so when you first started off, right, a little bit tentative in front of the microphone and kind of where you've gone now. What's the difference?
I was a little nervous.
Yeah. So what's the difference? What have you learned about yourself even through this process?
Wow, to trust my instincts. When there's something to say it. I've just through practice with anything. The first time you tried to ride a bike, you were very tentative and you were, please, Daddy, hold on to the back of my seat so I don't fall over. Mm-hmm. That kind of. We all go through that, and then eventually it's like, let go, Dad. I got it. Mm-hmm. I can pedal without the training wheels. I can pedal without your help. I can do it. And you guys have certainly added a lot of support and a lot of things, and we've learned about a lot of things along the way. Like, for God's sakes, whatever you do, don't do it that way. But we've learned as we've gone, and I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it. And I'd like to think at some level it has helped me to be a better teacher because I've learned from all these other people, their experiences and what they're doing.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. So our process that we do is we basically reach out to individuals, and then you have a phone call with them beforehand, right? And then you come into the studio, which is where I am right now. How does that conversation help you when you're coming into the studio and speaking with them?
Well, I don't have to get to know them on the clock.
Yeah.
We talk, they give me background about themselves. They tell me about their classes because in a lot of ways, if I weren't teaching at Encore, I would be taking these classes and just meeting them and talking with them. They're very intriguing people and their topics are awesome. And so I sit and I go, yeah, I'd love to take that class if I ever had free time to do it. And so that gives me background. That helps me know what questions to ask them during the podcast that best showcase their abilities and what their class is all about. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. It's kind of like you're taking class with them in a way during that 20-minute
Man, in
podcast.
a lot of ways, I'm trying to, I keep learning these things. And that's the whole point. If our brains are active, even if we're retired or we're not working full time or something like that, it's so easy to sit back in a lazy boy and just watch TV all day long or something like that. And even if it's educational television, it's still kind of passive learning and your brain's not engaged. And talking with these people and or being in their classes makes us think. We may be challenged in our preconceived notions along the way, but that ultimately leads to discussion and questions and growth and understanding. And your brain is being stimulated. Your brain is growing when you learn these new things. And unfortunately, in nature, it's just a hard fact. If something in nature isn't growing, it's dying.
Yeah.
There's very little things about nature that is status quo.
Yeah, that's true.
You're just dying by degrees, and you don't notice it day to day. And so when you get out, it's not just that you're coming to these classes and learning new things. You're interacting with your fellow human beings. You're making new friends. You're seeing old friends. This is what human bodies are meant to do. We're meant to engage with each other and talk and exchange and learn and grow and hang out and handshakes and hugs and so on and so forth.
And whoever
but I'm getting
thought
all
that
philosophical now.
Yeah, and whoever thought that would happen in a podcast studio, right? All right, I have one. You have to answer this in one sentence. Okay. All right.
Wait a minute. Before you ask this question, you know me. You know that
I know. That's why I'm giving you a heads up right now. All right. If you could say in one sentence, what has been the best part of the podcast series so far for you? And then what do you think would be the best part for the people watching it?
Same answer for both. Learning from all these fabulous people.
I love that. Okay. Now, we said in the very beginning, we're celebrating 50 years of Encore. So what do you hope for the next 50 years of the podcast series? I mean, and don't get all philosophical, because I understand that in 50 years, a podcast series might not exist anymore. But let's say what potentially, I mean, obviously there'll be another form of something, but what would you say next 50 years?
That's a great question, because I have been around this program longer than you have. And I've seen some of your predecessors, and it's not that they were doing things poorly by any stretch of the imagination, but I've watched you take this program and do things like podcasts and take it to the next level. And it's, despite pandemics and all this other stuff, you have managed to grow this program into the thriving entity that it is within Tri-C. And so, the opportunities for virtual classes and within 50 years, well, maybe I'll be around for part of it. The technology's already there, but I'm going to plant a seed in your mind.
Okay.
Holography.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to get some virtual glasses. If we can't do this
two-dimensional, let's have holograms, and the shut-ins in Poughkeepsie who might want to take these classes, and then holographically, I'll be there along with all the other instructors, and they can say, yeah, I'll take this class, I'll take that class, or something like that.
I love that. It brings me back to some movies, but I won't say what they are because I won't remember the titles of them. But I love that. I love that. Very good.
I'm thinking within 50 years, these things, instead of these virtual two-dimensional programs, we should be able to have holograms.
Yeah, we'll probably be able to shake each other's hands, All right, as we conclude, give me one word that describes the podcast series as well as the 50th anniversary. One word.
Edutainment.
Edutainment. Ooh, do I have to look that up in the dictionary?
No, I just made it up.
Okay. I smashed
together education and entertainment. It should be fun and engaging. You should be enjoying yourself and feel like you want to come back and do more. But you should also be learning something. So edutainment.
And with that, that's a perfect end to this interview. Thank you so much, Ted. Really appreciate it. And
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We look forward to tuning in some more for our next podcast series that we have coming up.
Awesome. See you soon.
Thank you.